Eating enough as a raw vegan. Welcome back for another video to recalibrate with Nate. And in this video, I wanted to talk about the importance of eating enough, especially as a raw vegan. When you come into this lifestyle or this diet of eating nothing but raw food, say you're just like geeking out and you're like, I want to eat raw foods and raw foods only. Good on you. I'm stoked for you. You're going to feel amazing, but it's going to take a little bit of time if this is something you're just coming into to understand how important it is to eat enough. Raw foods aren't necessarily as calorically dense as a lot of the foods that we have access to out there. A lot of the foods that we have access to is they're high in oil. There's lots of different fats, through these oils. There's salts, there's sugars, there's all sorts of these things that may be adding different calories to the food. As well as the food being, cooked, it's going to be more calorically dense. Say like potatoes or beans and pastas and, sorry about the helicopters here, downtown Las Vegas. They run these tours of Vegas. There's helicopters nonstop flying around here. But anyways, it is really important to eat enough. And one thing that has really helped me in my journey of eating a raw vegan diet is to make sure that I'm tracking at least once in a while of what I'm eating. I still do it. It's been, about 6 years for me. I'm still tracking what I eat once in a while, not every single day. But in the beginning, when I tapped into this lifestyle, this diet, I was making sure that I would track what I was eating. And I was using this app called Cronometer. Now, of course, I don't know how extremely accurate Cronometer is, but I trust that it is more accurate than just guessing. So I would punch in exactly what I was eating, and I was making sure that I was eating enough. Now, of course, for me personally, when I started on this journey of eating just nothing but raw foods, I bought a meal plan book from my wife, Lissa, Raw Food Romance. She wasn't my wife at the time. I found her on YouTube. I loved what she was saying. I liked her energy, and I loved that she put together a meal plan book for me to follow. 30-day meal plan, breakfast, lunch, and dinner was all laid out, snacks, and I knew that if I followed her meal plan, I was going to be getting adequate enough calories. I didn't need to track anything, but I still thought it was best practice to track it anyways. Is this book on point? Can I trust this individual? And man, it was to the T. I was knowing that what I was getting at least 2,200 calories, if not maybe 2,400 or 2,600 calories, if I followed that meal plan the way that she had it laid out. Really took all the thinking out of it. And to let you know, we've got these meal plans, we've got recipe books, 40% off. I'll link it in the description down below. Check them out. That really helped me because I didn't have to think about what I was eating. I just followed the particular plan. But in the beginning, it was really interesting because I had felt full. I was like, no, I'm full. I think I'm good. And I could see how easy it would be to not get enough calories eating this raw vegan diet. And that's why I say, it is just so important to make sure you eat enough. I don't feel that we really can think about it and listen to, of course, we have those stretch receptors in our stomach. If we're eating like a melon, right, you're going to be like, oh, I'm full, I got to wait. Can't eat anything. But then in a couple hours later, maybe you're hungry again. You eat some dates and some, celery, or you have like a bunch of apples, like, a bunch being like maybe 2, 3, 4 apples, right? But type it into your Cronometer or another calorie tracking app just to make sure that you're getting enough calories. Because what can be tricky is somebody be like, I'm not really feeling that good, Nate. And then it's like, well, let's dig in to see how much you're eating. And then come to find out, it's like, wow, you are a young man who's very active, say mid to late 20s or early 30s or whatever, but you're only getting like 1,400 calories. So that's not necessarily enough to sustain yourself the way that you want to be sustained. You got to make sure you're eating enough. So tracking what you're eating in the beginning is really going to help you. That helped me immensely. Like I said, I had a meal plan. I didn't have to really think about what I was eating. I just followed the meal plan and I knew I was going to be hitting my numbers. But I could see how it would be really simple for someone to undereat if they aren't tracking what they're eating. So please, if you are going to be starting to eat nothing but fresh fruits and vegetables, and really doesn't matter what we eat, we should be tracking. I feel like that is such an amazing thing to do. If you actually track what you're eating, like we tracked how much salt is in this salad we're getting at Chipotle? I mean, it's lettuce, pico, corn, and guac. Come to find out, it's nearly 2,400 milligrams of salt. So that right there only came from tracking. But when you track what you eat, you know you're going to be eating enough, right? So it's really important to track what you're eating. I can't say that enough, man. I see a lot of individuals maybe come into this way of thinking, and they're like, I want to make sure that I'm eating only raw. This is the best way to eat. And then they're only eating like 900 calories or 1,400 calories when really their caloric needs are around 2,000 or 2,400 calories. Maybe they're really active and they need like 3,000 calories because they're super active. They're burning 2,000 calories out of the day. You don't want to be in this deficit because this isn't going to be optimal for our health longevity wise. So make sure you eat enough. And the best way to do that is just to start tracking what you're eating. And it doesn't matter, maybe you're tuning into this video and you don't even eat raw vegan, maybe for whatever reason you clicked on this. I encourage you just the same, track what you're eating, because you can actually see like, oh my gosh, I'm eating 5,000 calories a day and I'm getting this much salt. This is not good, right? We have numbers that we should be aiming for in a way, depending on your activity level and your age, that kind of thing. But the only way to make sure is to track. And when you track, that way you'll start to know that you are eating enough if you are eating a raw food diet, because raw foods aren't very calorically dense. You just want to make sure you're getting enough. And of course, my whole goal and objective here is to help you incorporate more fresh fruits and vegetables into your day-to-day life. You don't have to be a vegan. I hope that you become vegan, because that's a really amazing aspect of shifting the way our world is in a lot of ways, I feel, not only for our health, but the well-being of our planet, and even more importantly, the animals. But say you are wanting to eat raw, man, you got to make sure you're eating enough. It is so easy to undereat on a raw diet. It really is. But over time, you'll start to learn how much calories is in a banana. And you're like, sweet, I had 2 bananas. There's 200 calories. And I just had 2 mangoes. There's another 200 calories. Depending on the size of the mango, they might be 100. They might be a little less, a little bit more. But tracking is so key. That way you'll ensure that you're eating enough. That's the most important thing, is to make sure on a raw food diet that you are eating enough, especially if your raw food diet is whole, fresh fruits and vegetables, no oil or salt. This is a water-based machine. Oil doesn't really mix with water very well. Oil is not really necessary. It's very calorically dense, but there's not a lot of nutritional value in oil. So when you're eating, say you're going strict, I'm doing, a week, nothing but raw, or I'm gonna eat raw this weekend, make sure you're getting enough, because that's gonna help you feel better. And if you're on this journey for the rest of your life where you're like, I just want to eat predominantly raw fruits and vegetables, and in my eyes, I feel that if you're eating more than 70% of your calories from raw food, you are a raw foodie. You don't have to be 100% raw. You don't have to not eat your cooked food to be a raw foodie. A raw foodie, from what I gather, I love this. This is kind of something that I've prescribed to teach people, is 70% or more of your calories are coming from raw foods, you're a raw foodie. So, but make sure you're getting enough food, man. That is so important, and you'll feel better. And then of course you're going to be understanding what's in your food too if you're tracking what you eat. Tracking is so key. So I hope this helps you. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this, share it with your friends, and be sure to check out the deal that we have going on for our recipe books and our meal plans, 40% off. It's a screaming deal. In my eyes, when I first started into this, digging into this, I would have loved to get 40% off of a meal plan, something to follow. But at the same time, I wanted to support Lissa. I was like, I'll pay full price. This is going to change my life. Eating this way has changed my life in fundamental ways that, is something for another video. But anyways, I hope you guys like this, and we'll see you on the next one.